Hey, we just found this bottle. Stay tuned to figure out if you should be looking for it soon.
Another episode. Today we're drinking some Wild Turkey 70th anniversary.
Jimmy Russell.
Yep, Jimmy Russell. So this is the 101 proof 70-year anniversary. So I see it, but I don't see it.
We went recently bourbon hunting, and I remember we saw at one store they had like 3 cases of it.
Yep.
But every other store I look for it, I don't see it, but I still people having it. We found this at a random liquor store we just saw on the side road. We pulled it in. They had it up on the shelf. I think I have a picture of it. If I do, they should be rolling now. But it was just randomly there.
$50?
It was like 52 or something. It was
inexpensive.
It was pretty cheap. I was happy to find it, so I went for it.
I would say this isn't a bottom shelf. This isn't a top shelf. This is that mid-tier, lower end mid-tier. But I've heard that it drinks really good. It is an 8-year.
It is an 8-year.
So
I mean, I feel like most $50 is I'm probably looking more towards like a 10-year. But even that, there's less 10 and 8 years for $50 or more.
I've seen a lot. The trend now is younger juice.
Yeah.
Which I like to see. Wild Turkey's not going along with that trend. They're going in with the 8-year mantra on this, trying to give you a little flavor. At a $50 price point, can't go wrong.
They have the age statement, which is great. They're going back to their 101, like their normal 101. I just have heard great things. I can't wait to get into this.
Well, let's crack it. See what it's like. Good little pop. Real cork.
Real cork.
Yeah, real cork. Little neck pour.
Typical bourbon smells from that.
Yeah, nothing too sensitive. All right, so getting into this. Nothing impressive off the nose for me right off the bat.
It's like your typical brown sugar, bacon spice.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a standard bourbon smell.
A little vanilla.
A lot of brown sugar, a lot of that baking spice, as you said.
Slight oak. Nothing overly powering. I don't get much ethanol.
No, there's not a lot of ethanol off the top. I mean, it's not bad. It's just nothing that stands out super special.
It's a very pleasing nose to it.
Yeah, it's a standard bourbon. Little color check there. It's got a light amber to it. All right, let's give it a flavor.
That's good.
That's 101.
Yeah. It's like, reminds me of a smoother 101.
It does.
Usually, 101 is probably one of my go-tos mixers.
Yeah, it doesn't have quite the bite.
No.
Lighter, airier, a lot of brown sugar notes, sweeter.
Palate doesn't fall off. It definitely lingers. That brown sugar, bacon spice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
kind of just lingers and just stays there with you. I like that.
I would say this is that mid-tier.
This is I feel like a great bourbon for those that really want to work on their palate of something a bit stronger, but that's not a finished bourbon. This is a great bourbon to get into.
Great. It's not a finished bourbon.
Yep.
And it doesn't taste like a finished bourbon.
Nope.
It doesn't pretend to be something it's not. This is a straight bourbon. It reminds me a lot of this. You got your 101 as tier 1, that's tier 2. I would say that's your tier 3.
Yep.
Your rare breed.
Your barrel proof.
Yeah, that's the barrel proof of that.
Yep. Yeah, I can see
It
that.
tastes like a bourbon. This is one of my go-to guys. It's great. It drinks wonderfully. That right there is a lighter version of this.
Okay, let's put that away and rate this.
Yep. What are you thinking?
Price point is there. Availability, yes and no. Like you say, we see it, but we don't see it. Flavor is great. Nose is good. It's good. It's definitely, I would probably say, it's not something I want to get all the time. So I'm going to go straight with like a double blue.
Yes, price point's definitely on point. I like that. It's got all the bourbon flavor I expect. It is a lot better than, say, a Basil Hayden or a baseline bourbon. It is that consummate Wild Turkey flavor that I like. I'm going to go with a double blue also. It's got all the right points, but it's nothing you're going to write home about.
No, it's a casual everyday sipper. You say, like, it reminds you of that. This reminds me of one of my go-to sippers, that Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond.
Yes.
Like, that's such a go-to sipper for me. I feel like this could be up there right next to it for me.
I can tell you this, though. I can drink this neat.
Yep.
As opposed to, like you said, with the 101. That's really not a neat drink that I go to very often. Unless I don't have a choice.
This is my bottle. Is this worth the hunt and find it for yourself?
At $50, this is 100% worth it. I'll add one to the collection. I think it's definitely up there with my everyday sipper with a Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond or one of the other ones that I go through.
What's the price point for you that you would not pay more than?
$70.
$70?
Yeah, 70,
okay.
80. I wouldn't go past 70.
70th anniversary for $70?
I will say this, and this is a big stretch for me. I like this better than Buffalo Trace.
I'll go with that.
Just the standard
Yep.
Buffalo Trace. This has more flavor than the standard Buffalo Trace. And it's same smoothness, same sweetness, that kind of stuff. So this might be a replacement if you can't find the Buffalo Trace. Go out and kind of hunt one of these because they are available. They're just hit or miss where you get them.
Awesome. Well, cheers, guys. We see you next time, and
Explore the goodness, guys.
see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.